What were you going to say about the
So,
divine destinies?
so here in January and February specifically, the Lord he's offering
That's good.
um his sword, which it's double-edged, meaning that um it's effective, it's powerful, it separates, it exposes things, but it's double-edged because it comes out of his mouth and then we need to release it from our mouth.
That's good.
Um, so that's what makes it double-edged, is a two-mouth thing. And he's calling his people in this season to come up and to wait on him. You know, those who wait upon the Lord will renew their strength. They'll mount up on wings like eagles. And it's really so that when we go and we wait on him, we're going to experience personal revival. We're going to receive his word, his instruction, and then it's going to be, as we receive those things, that we're going to get clear vision for the future. Blueprints, destinies are going to be
Good.
released in that. You know, I
Good.
feel like there's so many people watching right now, Steve, is like their whole lives, they've been saying, God, I know that you have a purpose for me. What is your purpose for me? And, you know, they want to live that kingdom destiny out. And I'm telling you right now, between January and February, guys, if you will get in your prayer closet, if you will be intentional, if you will ask the Lord to release that sword in his freshly spoken word and in his written word, he is going to give you the directions that you need. And just like Jesus, who received and he did what he saw his father say and do, you're going to be empowered with a vision that you can run with for the rest of 2022
That's
and
good.
beyond.
That's good.
And so there are mantles that are being released. God is healing people from wounds from their past. Um, Isaiah 61, you know, it says, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me. He's anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor. He sent me to bind the brokenhearted, to proclaim freedom for the captives, release from darkness for the prisoners. And then he says, so that's the Messiah's commissioning. When Jesus comes, he proclaims this good news. And then the result is that people receive beauty for ashes, joy for
Good.
mourning, and praise for heaviness, and they become oaks of righteousness, you know, a planting of the Lord's splendor. And so we're also in this season where when God is bringing this sword, he's separating the hardness of our hearts, the scar tissue from the wounding,
Mm.
to give us a fresh circumcision. He's doing heart surgery to heal us in these places of woundedness.
Mm.
And then he's saying that because of what we went through, we're going to become strong and immovable. And we're going to be oaks that our roots are anchored deeply in his love and in his truth, so that we can weather any storm that comes our way. Oaks are known for their strength.
Mm.
And they're actually, I think it was oak that was used in building the temple, Solomon's temple.
Mm.
And
Mm.
it's a prophetic picture of the house of God being held up by strength, you know, God's strength in
That's
men,
good.
humble vessels. So as we are just spending time with him and asking him, God, how do you love me? Because if faith works by love, we have to have a
Mm.
first revelation of his love so that we can trust when he says for us to jump.
That's
You know,
good.
the appropriate, I had one of Bob Jones' spiritual sons tell me recently, he said, you know, he's like, the appropriate response to I love you is not necessarily I love you. It's I trust you.
Oh, that's good. That's
And
good.
that was so profound to me because, you know, when you know that your father loves you and that he's going to catch you and he's going to be there for you, then you have faith to jump into his arms.
Good.
And and so that's where we're at right now, is that we need to ask God to purify us, to cleanse us, to cut away any hardness, to get his word, and to be willing to run with the word.
That's good. You know, there's a scripture that, if you go throughout the scriptures, there are some that say, "Because he loves me, therefore I'm going to be." Because the Lord's saying, "Because he loves me." Others say, "Because he trusts me, I will protect him." Because he puts his trust in me. So it's almost like you just said, it's kind of the same thing. If you love him, you trust him. If you trust him, you love him. If you find that you don't trust God, you really need to be saying to yourself, I don't know that I love God because I don't trust him. Because
Right.
if they're
Well,
kind of one and the same, it's a test.
yeah.
It's almost like, here's how you'll know if you love God, that you trust him. Here's how, and here's how you know you trust God. You're not tied up in knots with watching the news because you trust God. And we all have to
Yeah.
get there every day. We all have to go back every day. And when the news starts to get to us, we got to go, no, 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 no. I trust God. He's got this. So, well, why don't you pray for whatever the Lord gives you? Krista, that's really, really good today. Really, really good. So,
I just felt like the Lord just wanted to release a fresh baptism and like
good.
revelation of his love for his people.
That's good.
Because he, when God brings correction, it's because he's a father who loves
Mm,
his children, and he's not punishing you. It's discipline to be able to carry the destiny that he has planned for you. And it may seem painful in the moment, but Steve, we love God because he first loved us. So
right.
we can't even, that whole trust love thing, it can't even happen without a revelation of his love.
Yeah.
And so I really feel that strong, and it's going to be his love that carries us, and this is the I don't focus anymore on trying to obey the 10 commandments.
That's good.
I focus on asking God to reveal how he loves me so that I can love others out of the abundance of how I know he loves me. And
That's
that
good.
fulfills all the law.
Yeah.
Love fulfills the law. And that's another thing the Lord is honing in on and highlighting, is that he wants his body to be perfected in love. We watch our mouth when we love people. We don't want to say things to hurt them because we love them, right? And so and out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And so we have to have our hearts rooted and grounded in God's love so
Okay.
that we're not speaking things outside of God's love.
So good. Good, good.